5 o'clock tonight and runs through till 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, we have seen the use of the flashbangs, those long walls, basically, that Seattle police have formed with bikes and with officers on foot. And so this may be that kind of enforcement that we see to support that curfew. If people try to cause more damage, try to create more chaotic situations that we saw earlier today, if they try to do that tonight, we may see some of those officers deploying more of those flashbangs and working in that organized manner. Now, that 5 p.m. curfew also in effect tomorrow night and lasting through 5 a.m. in the morning. And so residents, visitors, people are being told to stay in their homes and to refrain from traveling in and throughout Seattle. Let's go to Deborah Horn right now. Let's go to Mayor Jenny Durkin right now and some of what she said earlier today.
The curfew does apply to the entire city, and so if people are out, we'd like them to get home. If people are on their way to work, obviously they can transit to work. The purpose of this is so people stay home and aren't on the streets. Obviously, we're still under a modified stay-home order in the city of Seattle, so people should be staying home unless they're going to a necessary business or otherwise. So the curfew applies citywide.
And so that's very clear to everyone. Despite it happening here in downtown, it is a city-wide curfew. They want people at home as law enforcement fills the streets and they try to reinstate order. And as a lot of these businesses, where you can see the looting happening at this Starbucks, a lot of these businesses are trying to secure their windows, their doors, and clean up some of this damage. This was earlier tonight when looters were jumping into Nordstrom. They bashed through one of the side windows there, and we saw people running in and throwing items out of the Nordstrom to the group that was unfortunately cheering and also recording this exercise, recording these actions. Many people wearing masks, but some of them not. And let's keep in mind, this is all happening during a pandemic. We have heard from the Seattle Fire Chief urging people to keep a social distance. Clearly not happening here. And despite many of these people wearing masks, some of them have not, as they have crowded into the streets in close quarters to each other. Damage and injuries, certainly not something anybody wants, but we also do not want the further spread of this deadly virus that we are also fighting right now. To the left of your screen, as people are looting in this video from earlier tonight, you can see the burnt out frame of one of those cars burning in front of Nordstrom until Seattle firefighters were able to safely put out those fires. Some of those cars were Seattle police cruisers. And the mayor said earlier tonight that 2 AR-15 rifles were actually stolen out of police cruisers. One of those rifles was recovered. The other is believed to still be outstanding. Multiple officers hurt, though not seriously, as we know at this point, and also multiple other people hurt. Taking another look at some of those scorched and smoking frames of vehicles. At some points when the fire appeared to be out, we later saw demonstrators circle back and throw Molotov cocktails or other items at those cars to set them on fire once again. All these people, that man right there, pulling a door off of a Seattle police cruiser, or at least trying to pull off the door as they damage that. And you can see what appears to be some sort of jacket there and the graffiti on that cruiser.